So last time we were talking, I was struggling to get a haircut and I was like, how the hell am I going to get a haircut in lockdown? I'm trapped in a house. My hairdresser, who's a mate of mine, is not working at the moment because obviously he can't. What am I going to do? Turns out my wife can cut hair. Who knew? Although she did do it with dog clippers, but I mean, you've got to use what you've got to use, haven't you? If it's to hand, it's to hand, and they seem to do the job all right. I'm quite happy with how it looks. Absolutely spot on. What's happening, guys? Dan Debenham here, and today we're going to look at doing one of these, an audio spectrum in After Effects. Really, really simple. Let's get into After Effects. Let's have a look how we do it. Okay, we're in After Effects. I'm going to click on New Composition. I'm going to leave it named as Comp 1 for this particular tutorial. Check the settings are all okay. Yes, they are. They're exactly what I'm wanting, so I'm going to click OK on that. Go up to our project box. I'm going to Command I, and I'm going to bring in an asset to be able to use for this particular project. That in this case is this video. Go down to our Comp 1, Control and click New Solid. Check to make sure the settings are all the same as what I've got for my comp. Yes, they are, and I'm click OK, and that now new black solid is in place. Go over to After Effects and Presets, so Effects and Presets, and type in Audio Spectrum. Should come up with just Audio SP. It's built into After Effects, and we're going to just grab that and drag it and drop it onto our black solid. So we've got a load of options in the effects control panel, which is pretty cool. But first, before we go into those, what we need to do is we need to get our asset in there. So we're going to drag our asset and we're going to drop that below the black solid. So you can see me there, that's the video we're going to use, and you can see just along the middle here we've got a pink line. That in a sense is our audio spectrum. So if we go back to that, if we just go back to the black solid like so, and the effects and control. Okay, so now we're in effects and controls. What we want to do is we want to start altering this audio spectrum. So we'll start by getting the audio layer and setting the audio layer to our asset. So now it's picking up the audio from our asset and it's going to react to that automatically. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to start the frequencies at around, say, 300, and we're going to stop them at around 200. So we've got end frequency and start frequencies of 300 and 200. Actually, let's make it 400 and 300, just to be awkward. The frequency bands, effectively what that is that's the number of lines that you want between each in each line. So for my case, I think I'm going to go with 150 for the minute. The maximum height, that allows us to be real crazy if we want to. You can just take it up a lot higher. So let's just get to a point where we can see it. So we can see we've got a height there. So if I just say the maximum height of say 1,000, let's just see how that goes, see what we get. Yeah, you see it's starting to pump stuff up a little bit. So I'll tell you what, let's go with a maximum height of 1,500, like so. Okay, so we've got a maximum height of 1,500 now, and now what we can do is we can go with the thickness. So we can say let's have the thickness at say 5. So these are a little bit thicker, so you can see them a little bit better. And we don't need any softness on it because we want it to be completely hard. We don't need any soft edges to any of it. Color wise, we can change the color to whatever you want it to be. So it's got two colors to this, and I'll explain what they are. So let's go with fairly bright colors. So I'll tell you what, let's go with a blue, and then let's go with a slightly lighter blue. And what happens is you've got two colours. This is your outside colour, this is your inside colour. So if you move this box, this wheel left or right, you can see that the colours start to change, and it mixes those colours up so that you get different colours all the way through it. For us, we're just going to leave it wherever we leave it. Down here you've got display options, and you can change those. So you've got digital, you've got analog lines, and you've got dots as well. And so they are all independent. I'm just going to stick with digital for this second. and we're just going to make sure that that looks okay. Yes, it does. That's fine. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our black solid, we're going to click on it, and we're going to Command D, and we're going to bring that, and we're going to bring that down below, turn that off, and we're going to change this to analog lines, like so. We're going to bring the end frequency down to 1, and the other frequency, the start frequency, we're going to fetch that down to maybe 200, like so. And what that's going to do is, if I just turn that back on, it's going to animate the line version at the other side, so you're getting this interesting other side to it at the same time. Okay, we're going to change the color of the line version, so we're going to keep on that, on the line one, and we're going to change that to maybe a red, so a nice bright red, and let's go with a slightly lighter red, like so. Then what we're going to do is going to grab this one again. So this is our original one. This is our original digital version. So you can see down here in display options is digital, and we're going to Command D again, and we're going to drag that to the bottom again, which brings it to the back. Turn that off, and then we're going to change this one to dots, like so. And these dots, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this to 1,000. No, I'll change it to, let's change it to 200. 200 by 400, like so. So it's sort of middling. And then what we're going to do is change the color of this. Click OK on that. Change the color of that to that, like so. And we're going to also add a few more of those in. So let's get quite a lot of those in, like so. And then the maximum height, let's pump that right up to about, let's have that at 2,000, so that they're going around the edges a little bit. So what we can do now is we can see by playing it back exactly what we're getting. So you can see that it is now reacting perfectly how we want it to be. Now what we can do is we can just get to a point where you want it in the video, so you can sort of register the size. I know it's going to be sort of there. So if I grab all three of those, like so, I can then reduce those in size and shift it into place, like so. So now when it plays, it's going to play at the side of me, and it's going to look pretty cool. If we want it to be a bit higher, then obviously all we can do is we can just go to this one here, and we can say, do you know what, let's bring this right up, like so, and go crazy with it, and it will make it a lot higher and a lot more visible. And we can do the same with this one. We can say, let's bring this up to there, and let's bring that one up to say 3,000 odd, like so. And so we end up with this sort of affair.
Such a cool thing to do. You can put it on all sorts of things. All sorts of things. You can go across music, you can go across voice, you could do it just as an effect, or across sounds, or whatever you want to do. If it's the background, faded in, however you want to do that, you can do that. It's absolutely so easy to do. Such a brilliant thing. And it just gives you a little bit more of an insight in what After Effects can do for you. We're steadily creeping up to things that involve you doing coding and putting strings in and stuff, and we'll get there eventually. But this is all the simple stuff that gets you au fait with just moving around the workspace and just being able to do a little bit in After Effects that's simple but gets you an instant sort of hit from doing it. So I hope you found it useful, hope you enjoyed doing it, and give it a try, get on with it, have a go with it, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!